All right, yeah. So that game was truly, truly terrible, and we're gonna go back and start playing Phoenix Wright again and try and finish it up. So in 2 weeks, we will be playing the NES game Little Red Hood. Little Red Hood is a very rare game. I did not purchase it, as I'm just using it from an emulated version. But it was, yeah, it's a very special NES game that we'll be playing next week. But the game, to let you know, that I purchased and then I went over to, if y'all didn't know, there's a site called GamingRelics.com that you can buy cases. If you go onto sites, sometimes you don't get the case, but you want like a really nice case to kind of put something in. You can go over to Kai's website called GamingRelics.com and buy a case. And so he knew I bought a case for Mario is Missing. So we will be playing Mario is Missing on the Super Nintendo in a few weeks. In what is it, April? So that'll be a May game. So. Oh, okay. Well, so maybe I'll be surprised about that one. Yeah. So, yeah. Where in the world is Mario? Yeah. So that's what. And liked it. All right. Well, cool. Well, I will now own it. So maybe I will like it. So that's, yeah. So we'll play that in the future. So in April, I try to buy all or obtain all of the games for May. I try to be a month ahead. So I think it is a Mario San Diego. I think. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. So anyway. All right. Let's play some Phoenix Wright. Why don't we do that? Get my pen. So, all right. So I guess I should be saying what went on last time. All right. So I know Edgy Rose is like this too. Did you finish this game? Well, we did get to a conclusion. Yeah, I know. Me too. Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Come on, Rockapella. Anyway, what's sad is I was in college. I was not a kid in the 90s. I mean, I guess I was a kid. I was in college, but I wasn't a little kid in college. Yeah. So essentially we found out Emma was the killer. She pushed the cowboy's brother into this night, which had a little pole arm or whatever, and he got killed through that. And then he scrawled her name on a vase, and we had to figure all that out. And then the chief of police guy said that basically Edgeworth is in trouble because he got someone convicted and sentenced to death on fake evidence. Well, that guy is totally like the guy who put up the fake evidence. So I remember Legends of the Hidden Temple. That was awesome. On the Sega Genesis. Well, that they had put that on every system, so it doesn't surprise me. All right, so this should be the next day after that. So like the whole like courtroom was like wah wah wah, and the judge was like order, and he couldn't get it, so he did a recess, and so now we're at the recess. Oh, now we're too loud. Hold on. Little too loud. Ah, thanks for following. All right. Sorry, Edgeworth. Didn't mean to get you in trouble. Huh, don't worry about it. Alright, Edgerose. Oh, it must be past the date again. It's probably East Coast versus West Coast thing again. I would assume he is. I don't know. This is my first time to play one of these games. So, alright. This is my problem, not yours. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later. Why do they do that? Oh, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? And then he fades back in. You've got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty. Oh, I see what I've done. I was like, why is my... Hold on. My tablet isn't quite working like this. I gotta get the mapping right. Alright, hold on. I still didn't get the mapping correct. Alright, there we go. Yeah, I guess he got fired, didn't he? I forgot about that. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. I take it Lana's having you run errands again. Well, it's a, just one of these tablets. Okay. Just a little cheap tablet. So when we played, so there was the time we played, there you go, Zab. 4 months! Woo-hoo! We played Phantom Hourglass. It was the first time I had played on an emulator. First time I played a DS game. And we ordered this off of Amazon for like 20 bucks. Maybe, I don't remember how much it was. It's cheap. And it arrived before we were done streaming for the day. That's how fast it got here. I ordered it at the beginning of the stream, and it got here by the end of the stream. So. Oh, no. Yeah. I don't know how to stream off of a DS. Now, I can stream off of my 3DS, but I haven't figured out how to stream off a DS. So this is the only way I know how. But I mean, I have the cartridge right here. So. Here, she asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial. It's legal enough for Phoenix, right? Okay. Take that! Evidence law. Edgeworth was talking about this just the other day. No, I'm actually, I did export this ROM. This cartridge, I exported to the PC. Yeah. So we're actually playing off of this cartridge. So it's just not physically in the PC or anything like that. Oh, I missed it. See, this is the problem when you miss something. It's complicated. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. You could at least study some evidence law, really. The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. Message? She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're gonna need this book. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Doesn't look like that book will do you any good now, though. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective. Huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat? Despite all these allegations being thrown at me? Mr. Edgeworth, the real trial today hasn't begun yet. What? What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of. Emma Skye found out she unwittingly caused a man's death, and now you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal. You're missing the point, detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? And we're gonna expose him no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. February 25th, 12:52, District Courtroom number 9. I guess? I don't know. I wanted to look at this book real quick. Oh my goodness, so much evidence. Rules for submitting evidence. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case in trial. So I think this is what's going to be, this police department piece is going to be relevant. Oh, okay, what's your joke, Edgy Rose? Frightened. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Aww, Sab. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. The inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. Ah, thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness. Missing girls. You gotta do your support. Well, I'll kiss all the guys then, I guess. Go team. Psh, high five. Normally this is where the prosecution calls forth a witness. But, cough, cough. This isn't easy to say. You see, there is some concern that Mr. Edgeworth may have, struck a bargain? You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking and... Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. What? But there's never been a case example. Undeniably, this is an unusual arrangement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue this trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. Then it's settled. The defense may now call forth the next witness. Mr. Wright. You do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over. Oh shit. The defense calls... Oh, they're gonna make me choose? Oh no, this time finally come to bring out the real murderer. Damon Gant! Damon Gant. The defense calls Damon Gant to the stand. Damon Gant? What does he have to do with anything? As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. All right, bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. There he is. Witness, please state your name and occupation. What is this, some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir? Worthy, are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. So, you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police. Yeah, I know, it seems weird, doesn't it? Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, righto. What's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered that prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. There are still some things unaccounted for, like why is there a blade in him? Like the knife has been snapped off. Oh, like what? Like the role you played in all of this. Son, either you're very brave or very foolish. You are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons. Weapons at his disposal. Oh, that sounds like a threat. Weapons? Sure, take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of my time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with the forgery. I don't think that's true. Is that when Dark was arrested? Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious. That's the cowboy getting stabbed. When Emma sent Neil flying to It Seems Dark, bumped his head. I see, everything seems pretty clear-cut. If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I'd better hit him hard and fast. Here we go, the cross-examination. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. As I recall, a ceremony was held at the police department that day. Yes, that's right. I guess you could say I'm a workaholic. After winning his award, Neil was all fired up too. That's probably what spooked Dark and made him run away like that. Was the defendant, Lana Skye, also present in the room? I don't quite remember. At the very least, she wasn't there when Dark ran for it. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outage didn't help either. So the two of you ran immediately after him, right? That's right. But Dark made it to the elevator first. So Neil and I split up. He went upstairs and I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky. He got lucky because he got killed? I don't know about that. What's this about a power outage? Oh, that. The elevator stopped all of a sudden and I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil was when that knife went through his heart. Wow, that's not funny. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Could you tell us what you saw? It was a shocking sight. See, the knife is not like that. That isn't how it happened. Neil and that serial killer were lying in a heap on the floor, all tangled together. Dark was also lying collapsed on the floor. Yes, apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. You like his sense of humor? Next to them were those two poor girls, Lana and Emma. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known what her sister had done. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. Well, how would he know that? How can you know that? I like when I say something and then the game says it right after it. Because of the victim's body, it had already been moved. That means you found the body near Lana's desk. That's right. I think you said earlier it was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor. Yes. Anyway, as you can see, I had nothing to do with this forgery. So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office. That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt, but moving a body and hiding evidence were inexcusable no matter what the circumstances. Is that how it really went down? Staring at the witness won't do you any good, Mr. Wright. If you're gonna stare at anything, you'd be better off staring at the court record. Worthy, always the smooth talker. But which piece of evidence ties Gant to the forgery? Lana did admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth. Somehow I've got to link Gant to the incident. Alright, so I think... Here, let's go to the end. What I'm thinking... I think this is it. Alright. So, one thing we could present is... Oh, I guess we don't have that. Whoops. I thought we had the tip of the knife. I guess we don't. But we do have the... well, we have this. Because that wasn't the murder weapon. Yeah, and why would he keep all that stuff? I mean, we do have that one knife wound. God, there's so much. Stabbed in the back, died from punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was in the wound. That's what I was looking for. A knife tip was in the wound. So where did that knife tip come from? Your Honor. Oh, that wasn't it. Alright, let's try the knife this time. That's not it either. The remaining half of was found in Gant's desk. There we go. We'll do that. That was it. You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery, but I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example. That's the list Emma Skye drew her picture on. This was discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of this jar that was sitting in your office was found inside your safe. It was found where? You see, Chief Grant, these articles of evidence uncovered in your office are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. Chief Gant, what is the meaning of this? Oh, here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So, you admit to it then, that you were involved in the forgery. Who, me? Or do you mean you? Me? Why would I have anything to do with that? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office where you found this evidence. Oh, it wasn't there until you came in and found it. What if it was planted there? Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. Isn't that right, righto? Yeah. Yeah, Edgeworth! However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy. Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, Dick will receive his due punishment. What? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. I thought he was fired. Yes, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding these pieces of evidence found in your office and their relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene. My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. There we go. Let's see. What was it now? A jar fragment and a list. For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. That's his name. Dick Gumshoe is his name. That's his first name. It's not just detective, it's Dick Gumshoe. Although Dick is another, like, is another word for detective, so. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor? When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. Haha, you understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Oh. His first name is Detective. Indeed, I believe I will press charges so you won't make that same mistake again. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know. All right, Edgy. In return, though, I know, that place, right? What are these guys? Telepathic? What is going on? What are they talking about? Yeah, I did. Because I think this guy's a little flamboyant. That's why. That's why I did that. All right. For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Yeah. Exactly, Shani. I'd appreciate it if you'd stop making these ridiculous allegations. Oh, Phoenix. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? I'll have you know, back in the day, I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped Mr. Wright. What are you saying? Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it later. Later? What are you talking about? What else? I'm talking about when your fingerprints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they would prove your investigation was illegal. Grr. I've never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. What do you mean by that? Thank you, Hunter Griffith. This is purely hypothetical, of course, but suppose I did place those items in my safe. Such an act would necessarily constitute forgery. Wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. If concealing evidence found at a crime scene isn't forgery, I'm not through speaking yet, Mr. Wright. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. Metroid. Hey, Katie, how's it going? Oh no! Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. fell. All right. Hope you're doing well. If they were found after Dark was convicted, they're worthless. He did. Are you saying this jaw fragment? Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong voice. Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't like Phoenix is my voice? If you didn't know, like I have no voice for Phoenix. Phoenix is my voice because I feel like he's me, like, right? So that's why he just gets my voice. All right. Ooh, what's for dinner? Let's see. All right. He wasn't discovered in the initial investigation. It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced. I know, Nuggets. Chicken tacos. That sounds awesome. McDonald's. We had something pretty good. It was from Costco. It was chicken stuffed with cheese and wrapped with bacon, and it was just like frozen, and then you cooked it, and it was really good. Really good. Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient? The chief is talking about a possibility. So long as you can't rule that out, your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. They were good. They were good. Tell me something I don't know. Come now, Mr. Wright. Think about it. There's no reason I'd participate in a forgery. How can you look at me in the eye and say that? Because I'm innocent. Remember, who was it that murdered Neil? I'm not sure I care for the word murder here. Right, it was an accident. But in the end, the person responsible for Mr. Marshall's unfortunate demise was Emma Skye. Good point, Judge. Well, now do you see? Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you reaped from all of this. Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police. Oh. The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive. Oh, that is a good one. Huh? Do you really think that I'm that incompetent? Oh, what do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely sped up the inevitable a little. Yeah, he does that all the time. They only have maybe 5 or 6 animations that they've done, and they switch between them. And his, like that always has little sweat droplets coming off of him. Is that true, Edgeworth? Yes. He was going to be made chief anyway. Yeah! Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Ah. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. Ow, he is an asshole. There, it's out in the open now. G, would you mind if I changed my testimony a little? By all means, please do. I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice if there was nothing in it for me. Nothing in it for you. Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again. He's a good character, yeah. You're right, you didn't feel sorry for anyone. Be though on crime and tough on people. Be tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. Oh, that's a good one, Worthy. Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? Point out an accomplice. True, you might not help out anyone for their sake, but if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Yeah. Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean. Very well, I'll ask. Who is this person you believe Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence? Well, I'm thinking really the only person... There's 2 people. It's either the cowboy brother Jake Marshall or Lana. And they were like friends. So I'm going to say Lana because he's covering up that her sister did it. So let's go with Lana. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye, the defendant? Oh, he's not happy. I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Skye fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister, Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. That reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Skye was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all of this? He would be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. You mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? No, Judge. Wow. Come on, Judge. You're not that. Usually when they show that scene, the crowd is going crazy, but it was just silent. Oh, wait. You must mean puppet as in someone forced to do his bidding. Never mind. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Skye in forging evidence. Your motive? To appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her. Righto, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. You like swimming? What? Do you have any proof of this? That I controlled Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? He does. That's why I'm playing him that way. Lana. She's keeping quiet to protect Emma. There's no way she'd testify against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. Unless that is also what happened in this incident. This incident? Which one would that be? Of course I'm talking about the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her. Worthy, you'd better watch your tongue. It wouldn't want you to get hurt. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Look at that. That is a threat. Judge, come on. That is a threat. He literally just threatened Edgeworth. Oh, so there you go, Judge. What do you mean? What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of Detective Goodman. Not only that, but the chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his innocence. What? Rumble. Order. I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder? That's, impossible. Order. Your Honor, I was merely reiterating that Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There's no turning back for us now. It looks like he's the one who's deciding to go through with this. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. All right then. Oh no. Show us this evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective Goodman. Hey, how's it going? All right, so we're going to just save real quick, just in case this goes south. All right, evidence that ties Chief Gant to the murder of Detective. Just remember, it better be good. Okay, I know what this is. Oh, I know what this is. It's the badge swipes. Because remember, it's this. Because remember, 7777777 is his badge number, so he went in there first. Yeah. Nah, it's this. It's the ID. It's the ID card record. This is the ID card list. Yes, the one that shows who entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Ah, there's one ID on the list we couldn't determine the owner of yesterday. 7777777. Sorry, but there's no way you can prove that my card number. It's your number. What? How do you know that? The safe in Chief Gant's office requires a code to open. A 7-digit code. 7 digits? You don't mean... I'm afraid so, Your Honor. The code was 7777777. The same as the remaining ID card on that list. Chief Gant, you entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. Ah! Order, 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 order. Chief Gant, what do you have to say? Nothing. Oh, the defense's search of my office was in violation of regulations. And I will demand Mr. Wright be punished to the maximum extent of the law. But right now, this court demands an explanation from you about the use of this ID card. Chief Gant, so you admit it. You entered the evidence room on the day of the crime. What about it? I'm chief of police. Whenever it's the evidence room or the bathroom, what's the difference? I can go anywhere I want. What? That doesn't answer anything. Tell me, when you entered the room, were you alone? I always go to the bathroom alone, as I do with the evidence room. Detective Goodman wouldn't have happened to be with you that day, would he? Of course not. Why would he be? I hadn't seen him in days. Well, someone had to open the safe. And only he would have been able to open the safe. Yeah. You hadn't seen him in days, Chief Gant. I'm afraid you've just undone yourself. On that day, you had to have met with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? This trial's purpose is to determine Lana Sky's guilt. No, it isn't, Your Honor. This trial's purpose is to determine the truth. If Chief Gant met the victim on the day of the crime, then we need to determine one thing. What transpired during that meeting? In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm gonna have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim went to meet Chief Gant on the day of the crime. Hey, pass. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, the only thing I can think of is the safe. I don't know if that's it. The only thing I can think of. Each locker is unlocked using a detective's. A light indicates open boxes. That seems weak. Seems weak. Yeah, we're going after Gant now. It does. It has a ton. There's like, what, 5 pages of evidence. It's so much to sift through. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. Alright, well, let's go. That's not it. That's not it. I that's the only thing I can think of, so we're gonna go for it. Here we go. No, there's got to be something more solid than this on that day. Detective Goodman had to go to see Chief Gant. Sorry to interrupt your mumblings, but the court is waiting. Oops. Why don't you come meet with me tomorrow? Here, let's save real quick. The cell phone again? Okay, we'll take a look at the cell phone real quick. Perhaps we could write up your letter of termination. Ouch! Regardless, you did see Detective Goodman that day. In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm going to have to ask you for evidence. Show us proof that the victim met with Chief Gant on the day of the crime. Alright, so you're saying the cell phone. Let's look at the cell phone again. Well, so we have to... The cell phone, you have to flip open. Flip! And then, let me click that. The redial button, it dials the number for the last person called. The last call was to Emma. I wonder what they spoke about. No, so this is, I don't really think this really has anything. That old cell phone. I don't think it's the ID card record again. Because this wasn't him. Half-written document, the date of 2/21 to be submitted to the chief. So this is a document, lost item report. He was gonna say he lost his ID card. So let's try that. Detective Goodman lost his ID card on the day of the crime. Or to be more accurate, Jake Marshall stole it. So Detective Goodman filled out a lost item report. He would have had to given that report to the chief of police. Yet you are in possession of the report, which means you can't be sure if he but you're in possession of this, which means if he had filled it, he filed it. How do you know, you ask? Because he needed to enter the evidence room that day. He needed to? Yes, to transfer the evidence out. Oh. Detective Goodman took the form to you, Chief Gant. Then, you accompanied the detective to the evidence room. I accompanied him. There's no other way the murderer and Detective Goodman could have entered the room. Right, because he didn't have his ID card. Hold on, let me guess what you're going to say next. I, the chief of police, murdered poor Goodman. Exactly. But wait. The chief didn't necessarily need to accompany him to the evidence room. He could have just lent him his ID card. Yes. Now that you mention it, I believe I might have done something of that sort. Sorry, but that's not possible. According to the record, your card was only used once. But you showed us your ID card earlier. If you had really lent it to the Detective Goodman, it would have been found on his body. What was that? He just got shocked by lightning? Chief Gant, you didn't! The murder was most likely committed on the spur of the moment. No one in their right mind would choose the police department as a place to commit murder. After the murder, you contacted Lana in the prosecutor's office. Why else? To dispose of Detective Goodman's body. However, Powerpuff Girls? The victim's body was discovered in the prosecutor's office parking lot. How did he manage to move it there? I was the police department the entire day, you know. And everyone's aware that Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office after the ceremony. Everyone except me, it seems. Still, you're the chief of police. You have an entire police force at your disposal. Oh, so you think I just ordered an officer to do it? Hey, you, take this here dead body over to the prosecutor's office. I don't think so. He could have done the Count Mr. Marshall. Chief Gant, you left all the evidence we need to prove how you moved the body to the prosecutor's office. And all this time I thought it was a useless clue that was just taking up space. What? How could the chief have moved the body? Mr. Wright, show us this evidence. To move the victim's body, Chief Grant used this. Oh my god! The Blue Badger! Teleportation? Huh. Maybe it was the Blue Badger. Was allegedly dancing in the evidence room at the time of the murder. I can't save right now. I'd have to save before it got to this point. Alright, let's look at this. Alright, so it's not his ID, not the trophy, not the knife, the parking stub. Victim's note. It is from his desk, Goodman's desk. shoe. Room floor plans. A rubber glove. Pass. Pass did. Well, so found on a bloody handprint on Marshall's own locker. The print had been wiped. So I think he had Marshall do it. So I'm going to say it's Marshall's. I'm going to say Marshall's handprint. All right, we ready? He had Marshall do it. Yes! Well, I see. Maybe I'll use this later to move your dead body, Mr. Wright. Huh? That wasn't... Oh, that wasn't it! That wasn't it! I definitely thought that was it. How was that not it? It's like a case of hemorrhoids. It won't go away. Chief Gant stayed at the PD and Lana stayed at the prosecutor's office. That leaves only one possible way he could have moved the body. The only problem is, how did he get him to do it? Maybe that piece of evidence really did have something to do with the case. I'm just going to save it again so it's a little bit closer. It's irritating, it won't go away. Alright. Gosh, I don't know. Unless it is the Blue Badger. It's the only thing I could think of. I guess it could have been Edgeworth's car. What did you say, Neil? Can't hear you. I could try it. Neil said if I have it saved, I could go ahead and try it. But I want to get it right. Yeah, we have this... You're right. It could be Edgeworth's parking stub, but that doesn't. I'm trying to think of, like, how did he get it from the from that place to his car? We could try it. Let's try it. All right. Well, I need to get to a safe spot, Zab. So it'll be a second. This is how you move Detective Goodman's body. A parking stub, Miles Edgeworth. You mean the body was found in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car? You're right, Channy. I think it's obvious what happened. The body was moved by that car. I was just trying to figure out how he got it from the room to the car. You mean I carried the victim's body? Precisely so. But wait, even you know I didn't plan on returning to my office after the ceremony finished that day. Yeah, but he gave you the screwdriver. But you did return. Tell me why. Ah! I was asked to go by Chief Gant, no less. He told me he wanted me to keep a screwdriver at the prosecutor's office. In any case, on the day of the incident, I brought this to the prosecutor's office. So you see, what you really took to the prosecutor's office wasn't the screwdriver, but the victim's body in your trunk. Order, 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 order. Detective Goodman's body was carried in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car? Yes, unless of course you have another explanation, Chief. Why else would you have asked Mr. Edgeworth to carry evidence from a closed case? There's only one plausible explanation: to transport the body to your accomplice, Miss Lana Skye. Order, order, order. What's going on here? Is there no room for rebuttal to the defense's outrageous accusations? Think back to the photograph Miss Starr took at the prosecutor's office. This was a I think that's screwed up. This was not a photo. There's an extra A in there. This was not a photo of the body being stuffed in the trunk to be taken away. It was exactly the opposite. It was a photo of the body being taken from the trunk. Chief Gant, please say something. I believe your time's up. My time's up. Sorry, Righto, but I'm having lunch with the District Attorney General after this. We have to get going if there were to make it in time for the early bird special. But the cross-examination isn't finished yet. Remember what I told you earlier. The police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Like the right to refuse to testify. I'm invoking that right now. What? That's not a right to be casually invoked. There are certain risks to be considered. So you're going to just run away after all this? Run away? Don't make me laugh, Worthy. I stabbed old Goodman. That's what you're saying, right? But if you had any conclusive evidence, you would have presented it by now. Well, You think I had Lana dispose of the body? If so, then show your proof and get it over with. I'll say it again, Mr. Wright. Damon Gant is the current chief of police. This court will not tolerate accusations against him without concrete proof. All right, let me save real quick. Just because I'm up to my last thing. Well, Mr. Wright, Your Honor, do you have any concrete proof? Proof that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman and made Miss Skye dispose of his body? Do I have any concrete proof? I can't let him just squirm his way out of this. I've got to keep the pressure on. Yes, Your Honor, I do have such evidence. Then please hurry up and present it. Just remember. It better prove Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman beyond a shadow of a doubt. Well, we know this was the murder weapon. And Lana replaced it. So, I'm gonna go with the knife. So, what exactly is this evidence? It's proof as to whether or not it's enough to demonstrate the chief's guilt. I'll let you be the judge. But I am the judge. Oh, right. Well, what do you think, Your Honor? Nope. What I think, Mr. Wright, is I'm going to have to be late for my meal. Great. Alright, let's reload. I thought that was the murder weapon. Guess the murder weapon isn't proof anymore. Huh. That didn't really do anything. Okay. Evidence room floor plans. I like how it has the blue badger in there. Scene of the stabbing of a detective at the police department. Touch the checkbook for details. Okay. That. SL9 incident. Meals autopsy. No. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of police department, unregistered evidence. No. Huh. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Wow. Okay. The murder weapon found in Edgeworth's toolbox. Traces of victim's blood. No prints. Okay. Wow. Well, the only thing I can think of... What does this say? The word muffler was overheard during a call made to Emma at 5:18. Solution used for scientific finds blood traces. Well, the only thing I can think of is... I don't think it's this knife. Well, I was thinking it could be this. Victim's memo found in the car trunk. And it's on Goodman's paper, and it has the date and SL9 on it. The shoe is his shoe, but that doesn't really tie him. It's the victim's shoe. But it bears traces of blood from Lana and Goodman, so it doesn't tie him to the crime at all. So, man, there is really nothing good here. I mean, let's try this. Let's see. We'll see. As to whether or not it's enough to demonstrate. Yeah, this isn't gonna be it. Nope. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Shadow of a doubt, huh? My badge! Stabbed. Oh, that's Neil's. I mean, we could try that. It says he died within 4 o'clock. Proving that Chief Gant murdered Detective Goodman. Yeah, they said that this is found in Chief Gant's safe, evidence for something, but what bears Emma Sky's prints. I guess that could be proof that he's blackmailing Lana. I haven't used it yet, so we could try it. Nope. Nope, that's not it. Gonna be late for my meal. Guilty. That's just my attorney's badge. Every case I've had that at the beginning. Yeah, I did, but that's back some. Uh-oh, did I screw up? Now I'm down a lane I can't get back. Oh, okay. But I have no proof yet? Crap. Well, then I may just have to object. What is Y? Hold on. Can I get out of this? The config. Where's the controller config? The Y button is the A button. All right, here we go. Take that! Take that! Take that! I don't think I can rewind that far. Objection! Why is it giving me that option? Oh shit! I accidentally hit it. Well, so the only thing I could do is go back and go through it again. But is that going to go all the way to the beginning? If so, we might just end here and I'll have to go back through. Is that going to take me all the way back to the beginning of the chapter? I don't think I can actually rewind anything. See, so right here I could load from chapter start, but I think that's going to take me all the way back. And I don't want to make y'all watch everything again. Yeah, that's going to go all the way back. Boo. Boo. Well, I mean, I will do this off stream. I'll get us back to where we were, and then I'll save it and we can come back on Friday. How does that sound? Well, we still have an arcade mode we can do, and then we can just wrap it up for the night. How's that sound? I don't want y'all to have to rewatch all of that. That sucks that it has a dead end state that you could save and get yourself trapped though. Boo. Yeah. What are you saying? I should try it again? Pass. I mean, I could try it. Let's try it real quick. I mean, what do we have to lose? I mean, I didn't actually show the screwdriver. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm screwed. Guilty. Boo. All right. Zab 101010 wants us to play Missile Command in arcade mode. Yeah, so I will off stream get us back to that point, and then we'll pick it back up on Friday. Yeah, that kind of sucks. That's gonna have to happen, but oh well. All right, Missile Command. What is Missile Command's high score? Not quite yet. It has not been the longest game I've played, but if it goes too much longer, yes. And I never thought it was going to be Phoenix Wright would be the longest one. All right. That's the score we're trying to beat. 13,150 is the high score we're trying to beat. It certainly feels that way. All right. Let's play some Missile Command. So this one does use the trackball. And yeah, it's pretty cool. This is a classic game. You know, if you don't know Missile Command, you see it in all kinds of games. I think it was, or you know, it was on. I think it was in Terminator 2. He's playing Missile Command, or someone's playing Missile Command. Yeah, you just use the trackball to move the cursor, and then it uses all three buttons because you actually choose which missile base to shoot from. So. I want to see what Neil's gonna say. The end invest. Oh, is it the end of that movie? End of that movie? Okay. Cool. All right, here we go. We have some controller problems, so let me fix it. Alright. Fixed. Oh, there. Yes, I did change it. I didn't realize that's what you did. Is it still going? How did I survive? Oh, it's got one more city to get. Alright, well, obviously we're playing it again. There's your end screen. Iconic end screen. Back in the 80s, we actually thought that was going to happen to us. Alright, here we go. Lined up okay? Yeah. That one wasn't very good. $10,375. Oh, I got a bonus city. Wow. Oh, man. Oh, didn't beat 13,150. Boy, that difficulty just like went like through the roof there. Crazy. All right. Let's try it again. Game 2. Yeah. Dang it. Oh well. Like I said, it gets so hard so fast. You start losing those cities. All right, one more. I'm sorry. 2 more. So close again. Yeah, yeah. The trackball, it was, so the original game had a trackball. Yeah, in the arcade. And it had a trackball, it had 3 buttons. So yeah, it emulates it pretty well using this controller. So all right, let's try it one more time. That was close. 12,625. If I would have just gotten through that level, I think I would have done it. All right, let's do it. Oh well. Not gonna happen tonight. All right. Well, let's just go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up right here. But thanks everyone for being here. Thanks everyone for coming over for Worst Game Wednesday. That was a truly terrible game. I'll be back on Friday for more Phoenix Wright. I will go back and I'll get us back to where I was before I saved, and so we can continue the story from where we left off. And but yeah, thanks everyone. So I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, with bonus streams on the weekends in the afternoons. Yeah, thanks, Zab. And thank you to all the subscribers. Thank you all. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. They get ad-free viewing. They get all these emotes. They get my appreciation. But thanks, everyone. Lots of love to all, everyone. That's exactly it. You're just being very inclusive of everybody. If you can't be here live, you can go check out everything over on YouTube, youtube.com/jfries.tv. And yeah, if you want to hang out on our Discord, there's a link to our Discord. And I think that is it. Shall we see who's out there that we could raid? This is kind of a little bit of a different time. I'm ending a little early because of... Oh yeah, Barney's not working. So J Friesinator does not have Pokey Blastoise, and I don't know how to get it. So how do you get a new account to get that emote? Because if you were to just take that and, like, if I were to paste that, it works. So I don't know. I guess what I could do is, here, let me edit that one real quick. Let me edit that one and see if I can fix it. This is part of my new thing. No. Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know how to. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, here we go. Now let me save it. Now do it again. See if that worked. I'm using this app called Mix It Up, and then I created an account, which is my new bot, and called J Friesinator, and so what I did there is I changed who puts that in the stream. It's now not the bot, it's me, and I have access to that emote. So I need to find out how to get J Friesinator that emote. So maybe there's a way I can do that. Probably not. They probably stopped giving out that emote. So anyway, all right, let me look to see who's out there. Hold on. Let's see how. Let's go over to Justin online, who's playing. Since you wanna since you're really enjoying Phoenix Wright, you'll really enjoy Nancy Drew, Shadow at the Water's Edge, which is what Justin's playing right now. Neil gave me a look. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I hope you have a great week and a safe week ahead. And yeah, I love you all. Have a good week. See you Friday.